Let's go, ladies and gents, boys and girls. Wake up. It's Monday. What's going on? Monday, July the 26th, 2021. Hope you are all doing well. Chris Phillips here of the Daily Crow, of course, of the Spurs Up Show. Folks, hope you're doing well. Thank you all so much for tuning in. We got a lot to get into on a Monday. We got a packed show here on a Monday, a very, very busy day in the city. Going to get into everything here shortly, guys. Again, thank you all so much for tuning in. I'm fired up to be chatting with you all here on a Monday. Like I said, guys, we got a lot to get into. I mean, hey, everything that happened over the weekend, South Carolina football, Bannergate 2021, the list of topics we could talk about are endless. And I want to hear from you all. Taking your questions, comments, calls, 843-790-3377. That is 843-790-3377. I see Nick Renfro, Traverwell, Rob Youngson. Yes, Rob, I saw your order this morning. Thank you, sir. The Big Cock Club merch. Thank you, Rob. John Kruger, Allen, Carolina Titan. What's going on? Hey, if you're in the Big Cock Club Discord, head over to TDC Questions, the TDC Questions channel, to make sure your question's answered. Phil says, daily weather report, 82 degrees and partly cloudy. Sounds like a pretty solid day there, Phil. All right. Hey, before we get into everything, I do want to tell you about our friends over at Dason and Shalabi Law Firm, because the Daily Crow is presented to you by our friends at Dason and Shalabi Law Firm. Guys, they're young but experienced and aggressive attorneys. They're both former prosecutors who used to represent insurance companies but switching sides. Now, they both worked at larger law firms where they've represented hundreds of clients at a time. And guys, they both left to start their own law firm because they understand you're not just a line item. You're not just a number. You're a real human being, and you should be treated as such. Guys, they're a small boutique law firm that treats their clients like family. They're going to know who you are and treat you like a client and not a number. They handle injury cases that arise from car accidents and work accidents. Guys, do not try to take on the insurance company yourself. You get involved in any type of accident, no matter what it is, the last thing you need to worry about is paperwork and dealing with the insurance company. Let the experts at Dason and Shalabi Law Firm handle it for you, guys. They use the latest technology to make representation, efficient yet effective. Again, let them take care of everything for you. You don't even pay them unless they recover money for you. Rami's in Columbia, Curtis in Charleston. They handle cases statewide. They also offer virtual or in-person consultations at no charge. Give them a call today, 803-973-0304. That's their Columbia location. Or for their Somerville location, 843-388-3368. Or, of course, guys, your one-stop shop, their website, dsinjurylaw.com. That is dsinjurylaw.com for more information. Again, guys, it's our friends over at Dason and Shalabi Law Firm. Be sure to check them out and tell them that Chris from the Spurs Up Show sent you. And also stay tuned for more giveaways coming from the Spurs Up Show and Dason and Shalabi Law Firm. Truly, truly do appreciate those guys for their support. Again, guys, taking your questions, comments, calls, 843-790-3377. That is 843-790-3377. Folks, what is going on? Travis says, looks like there's a delay. Oh, he said caught up back. No. Okay. I was like, what in the world is going on, Travis? I don't know what type of delay there might be. But again, folks, thank you for tuning in, taking your questions, comments, calls. What's on your mind? We've got a very, very busy day in the city today. Very exciting day for yours truly, for all of us. Of course, the Welcome Home Tour gets going tonight for Shane Beamer. Shane Beamer will be traveling across the state of South Carolina into Charlotte as well. But he starts tonight right here, right down the street in good old Columbia, South Carolina at Williams-Brice Stadium. And guess what? Yours truly will be in the building. Very exciting. If you're going to be there, guys, hey, say what's up. I'll be there with a couple buddies, but definitely come up, say hi. Would love to meet some great Gamecocks, talk Gamecocks, and should be a really, really good time. I'm looking forward to eating some barbecue, by the way. Ultimate Tailgaters is catering the event. Obviously, those guys are absolute legends. They do a phenomenal job. That I cannot wait for that barbecue at that event. Going to be incredible. Going to be absolutely incredible. Let's see. Joe Anders just DM'd. Stat of the day. Did you know? Comparing recent defenses per ESPN statistics, Cox last 6 games versus top 15 opponents. They went 2-4, gave up 2,800 yards, 470 a game, 6.3 yards per play. Clemson's last 6 games versus top 15 opponents, They went 3-3, gave up 3,010 yards, 502 yards per game, and 6.7 yards per play. Joe, I mean, I don't know if that's supposed to make me feel better about our defensive situation or how bad we've been on defense recently. I understand the point you're trying to make. But, yeah, bottom line is we got to get better on defense. Again, today's show, guys, really quickly, this morning, episode 475 of the podcast did drop this morning. The TSUS season preview series rolls on as we break down the Gamecocks defense heading into the 2021 football season, guys. Everything from key returners, key departures, top storylines, why they'll be better, why they'll be worse. My prediction, the key to the season for the defense, all that good stuff. Also, I talk about what's on everybody's mind with Texas, Oklahoma, the SEC realignment, what it means for South Carolina. My comments over the weekend as well, because, of course, things got crazy on social media over the weekend, so I talked about that. Also, the Yardcocks got a big boost with Julian Bosnick announcing he will be back for the upcoming season, so broke that down as well as your listener questions, and also a fantastic conversation. My good friend Brett Ciancia, Pick Six Previews, he joined me for a convo. Guys, one of the best, if not the best magazine in the game right now. Certainly one of my favorites. Pick6previews.com is where you can find it. But again, Brett's been doing this for this is his 10th anniversary. So 10 years he's been doing this. The magazine is incredible. I use it for statistics and reference it a ton. But talk to him about Gamecocks football, SEC football, the college football playoff, guys. A great conversation, a great primer as we sit now just 40 days away from kickoff. And also on the podcast, I talked about the banner, the color garnet, Pantones, hex codes, all that fun stuff. So, anyways, guys, taking your questions, comments, calls, 843-790-3377. Lance, what's going on, my guy? No, Joe, I appreciate the stats. Joe, I do appreciate the stats. That is really interesting. I think that some of that would have to do with the fact that Clemson has been playing teams, in the playoff that are really, really good. I mean, I don't know. I mean, that is crazy. That is crazy because, defense has been their strength. And, that's kind of what they've hung their hat on with Brent Venables and all that. And, so I don't know. That is a bit surprising. I'll say that. Savannah Webster says, any ticket giveaways coming up? Yes. So, Savannah, we are going to, I know for certain, are tickets to the first game available yet? Are they available? Whatever. We're going to give away tickets. I'm planning on, I want to do every single home game. I got to talk to my guys over at Dason and Shalabi Law Firm, but I think that's certainly going to be the plan. We're without a doubt going to give away a pair of tickets to more than a few games this season. I'd like to do every single home game. So, Savannah, yes, there will 110% be ticket giveaways all season long. Very excited for that. And again, I truly appreciate our friends over at Dason and Shalabi Law Firm for making that possible because I love doing stuff like that, man. I love giving back and doing giveaways, and it's a great thing. You know what I mean? Put positive energy in the universe and give back to people. And I think it's a really, really great thing. Help some Gamecock fans get in the stadium. I think it's really, really cool. Let's see. Alan Gilstrap. How many quarterbacks are on scholarship? Well, there's Doty, Brown, Colton Gauthier, Connor Jordan's a walk-on. So 3. And then, there's Dak Joyner if you had a serious emergency situation, I guess. I think that's the only guys that are on scholarship, though. John Kruger, it's official. Texas and Oklahoma are leaving the Big 12. Yeah, I saw that in regards to not renewing their media rights or whatever. Yeah, hey, just embrace it, folks. Embrace it. I mean, well, what else can you do? What else can you do? You have to embrace it. Phil says in the Big Cock Club Discord and the TDC Questions channel, Phil, you are truly, Phil does not fake this shit, y'all. Phil is a legitimate rugby fanatic, okay? He just commented, USA men's rugby sevens killing it so far at the Olympics. They will be playing again at 10:30 p.m. tonight. I'm going to say this, and I don't want people to get upset with me. I'm really not a big Olympics guy. I'm a proud American. Like, I hope we crush. I hope we win all the golds. I'm not someone that really makes it a point, though, to sit down and watch the Olympics. If that makes me a bad person, I guess, then so be it. I've never really been into the Olympics. Like, I haven't. I don't know. I just haven't. And I'll be honest with you guys. This is what I tell people. And Phil says he woke up today at 5 a.m. to watch USA play Ireland at 5:30. So, yeah, Phil, confirmed, diehard rugby guy. And we love that. We love that about Phil. But, yeah, I mean, I'm just – this might be a surprising fact to you all, a little personal fact for you all. I do not watch as much sports as you probably would think someone like me does. And here's what I mean by that. Guys, I spend so much time and allocate, and I'm not complaining, by the way, I'm just making a point, but I allocate basically all of my time and attention and energy to South Carolina and to the business and what we have going on. And so it's like when I want to detach or do something else, very rarely for me is that like watching sports. Now, I could sit down and watch college football all day. I mean, I can watch the Braves every now and then, but like I think people probably just think I sit there and watch sports just like 24/7. For me, and again, this might sound kind of crazy, but for me, it's gotten to the point where it's like, if I'm not making content around it, I'm just truly not as invested. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's a different type of feeling watching sports that you have absolutely no attachment to whatsoever, and then watching the Gamecocks and being invested in what we're doing. And you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I already wasn't an Olympics guy even before I was doing TSUS and before I had the business and before I had that mindset. So, I mean, definitely now I'm just kind of like, I've watched some highlights. Don't get me wrong. I thought the baton race against Jamaica was incredible. I saw our swimming team, whatever, our swimmers killed it. But, you know, just not a huge Olympics guy. Never have been. Never have been a big Olympics guy. I don't know. Let's see. Again, guys, 843-790-3377. What do you guys want to talk about? You want to talk about defense? You want to talk about Texas, Oklahoma? I'm surprised nobody's brought up the banner. I'm shocked nobody's brought it up, dude. That took over social media. I mean, it took it over. And I'll tell you this, it was funny to see the people complaining about the banner and then people complaining about the people complaining about the banner. You know what I mean? Like, it was a mess. It was a mess. Gamecock social media makes me laugh sometimes. But, you know, I'll tell you guys this. I rode by it this morning. I rode by it, and I saw it in the shade, too. I think in the sun, when I see it this afternoon, it will look different. I saw it in the shade. Here's what I will say, okay? Here's what I will say. I understand what they were trying to do with the whole gradient thing. The problem with the gradient is that fade to black, whatever, it makes the garnet look so dark, right? It looks so dark, the gradient. I think if they would have just done a solid garnet banner, I don't think it would look quite as bad. But here's the reality. As I think we all know at this point, garnet looks different on different surfaces, right? I mean, have you ever watched a South Carolina baseball game and you've seen us wear these Sunday garnets and then we're wearing our garnet batting helmets? I mean, have you ever noticed how, like, off it looks, right? It looks just strange, right? So it's almost an impossible task to find a banner that is going to match that sign above it. It's just impossible because it's not going to be the same material. So what they should do, again, I rode by it. Is it something I would get over in time? Certainly. But I think the Gamecock Club guy told me it was like $10,000 or $15,000 to replace the banner. I think we have $15,000 just laying around somewhere. Hell, I think Beamer would probably write a $15,000 check if he absolutely had to. Either way, here's what I do. Take down the banner. If you want to cut it up, and, my buddy Cox by 90, he had a great idea. Cut it up and sell pieces, whatever. You want to do that? Fine. Take down the banner. Okay? Take down the banner. Make a black one, not gradient, just black, solid black. I don't care if you want to keep the same exact messaging, the same exact design. Just make it black. Put it up there. We're done. This is over. You know what I mean? So when in doubt, go with black. I think that's really what the new motto should be for South Carolina. Hey, if there's any doubt if the shade is correct, just go with black. That's it. Black's one of our main colors. Just go with black. Just go with black. Hell, at this point, I don't know if we shouldn't just make black our main color. I mean, honestly. Because I'm like, is it us or is the color garnet impossible? Phil says in the TDC questions channel, the Big Cock Club Discord, he says garnet is not maroon. We have a specific color. It's wild to me that this stuff gets approved. The no Spurs on the Gamecock. Now this athletic department is sleeping at the wheel. Yeah, I mean, and people, let's see, I'm sure there's people that are tuned in that are just disgusted that we're even talking about this. But here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. Todd Smith, thank you. It's about to show up, but thank you, Todd. Here's the thing. My buddy who's actually coming down today to go to the Welcome Home Tour thing at Willie B. Good buddy of mine. I'll see him in a bit. Awesome dude. He was in the Air Force, okay? He was in the Air Force. So he's a military dude, right? And so he sees things black and white, right? No gray area. I don't want to say a lot like Castlin, but like if there's anybody in here that served, I think you guys understand what I'm trying to say, right? So what he told me is he's like, Chris, people that are saying it's not a big deal, which again, Todd Smith, thank you, sir. Appreciate you. If you want to donate to the show, by the way, donate the content, the business, you can do so. If you're on YouTube, super chat, super stickers, and appreciate you, Todd. But he said a leak fills a bucket, right? A leak fills a bucket. If you can't get the little things right, something as simple as our just school colors, how are you going to have an elite football program? Got to get the little things right, guys. You have to. And we say it's a little thing, but damn, it's on the front of the stadium. That's a pretty big deal, right? So anyways, I don't want to spend this entire show talking about the banner. We all get it. I don't want to beat a dead horse or harp on it, but just get a black one, put it up. This will be over. That's it. It's strange. Like the color garnet. It's just, is it that hard of a color to nail down? It just seems like it's very tough. It seems to be very, very tough. Phil says, I've been saying since 2006, our main color should be black. There are too many reds out there in the SEC and beyond. Hey, I'm down. I'd rather the main color be black than walk around. And guys, this is something I have not brought up for years because, nobody wants to be that guy and just be constantly harping on, well, this is wrong and that is wrong and that is wrong and that is, because for the most part, we do get it right. Let's put that out there. For the most part, we do get it right. But if you walk around Williams-Brice Stadium right now, and my buddy who's coming down, like I said, guys, this is like one of his least favorite things in the world, and it irks him unbelievably, right? But if you walk around the stadium, and those who go to games will know exactly what I'm talking about. You walk around the stadium, the signs outside the stadium are red. They're not garnet, they are red. They're pretty much damn red. And it's like, dude, we got this shade. Figure it out. Make the damn sign white for all I care. But figure this shit out. That's all I'm saying. So, anyways, like I said, I don't want to spend this entire show harping on freaking shades of garnet. Brian Dean, what's the latest on Delp? He went to Clemson's cookout, had a great time. I still think it's between Carolina and Georgia. I don't think Clemson's a factor. And that's from people, again, that I've talked to inside the building. So I feel pretty good about it that South still got a good chance. Man, is Georgia in the lead or who knows? I thought it was funny, people joking about the cock drop happening to Oscar Delp, so he must be committing to South Carolina. It's like, wow, that is it's bad that's become like the joke or whatever. Let's see. Tanner Land says the banner is a disgrace. The Muschamp hackers are hitting us from all angles. The Muschamp hackers, they got into the computers and changed the hex code when nobody was looking. Yeah. The Muschamp hackers changed the hex code. Is that what happened? Yeah. Jesus Christ. Phil says, I get it, man. Look at our merch too. A lot of maroon out there with our logo on it. Yeah. A lot of red with our logo on it too, Phil. A lot of red out there. A lot of red. A lot of red. So that's something I've done. I don't know if I've tried my damnedest, guys, with merch to make sure like the shirts are garnet. That's why I was so honestly impressed with the trucker hats. For anybody who's gotten a trucker hat, the garnet one, dude, it's fire. Like I'm almost like shocked how good it is. Like really, like when I first got it, I was like, garnet's a really tough color. What will it look like? Dude, they crushed it. They crushed it. So kudos. Warren Holiday, tsus.store. Here, I will put the link. tsus.store. If you're interested in the Big Cock Club merch, go over to patreon.com/Big Cock Club to join. There you will have access to the merch. Also, guys, for those who were not in the Big Cock Club and also those who are, like I mentioned, I will be going tonight to Williams-Brice Stadium to the Welcome Home Tour. I will be putting together a full write-up on our Patreon of everything Shane Beamer, the assistants, Frank Martin, everything the coaches had to say, basically an entire recap and a highlight of the entire night. That will be going on the Big Cock Club Patreon. And, of course, it'll be discussed in the Discord as well. So if you want to have access to that and much more, patreon.com/Big Cock Club. Guys, the discount on merch, if you like the merch, the discount on merch is worth the price of admission alone. You get a 20% off promo code for life on merchandise. That's worth $9.99. I mean, it is. Phil says the Muschamp Hackers merch needs to happen ASAP, maybe a BCC exclusive. That actually, Phil, that's a fantastic idea. Maybe we could do like Muschamp Hackers and it'd be like Muschamp is like a mad scientist behind a computer or something. I'll get with my guy on that. That's genius of you, Phil. That's genius of you, Phil. Very good. At this point, Muschamp Hackers has to be a shirt. It has to be merch. I feel like we just talk about it too much. And maybe there will be like a reverse effect. If I'm wearing a Muschamp Hackers shirt while doing like streams, maybe the Muschamp Hackers will stay away. I don't know. Muschamp Hackers, be gone. I don't know. Promo code Muschamp Hackers. Yeah, I mean, that's it. Again, that's why I love you guys in the Daily Crow, in the Big Cock Club, and again, people that truly engage and interact with the content. Because like Muschamp Hackers was all y'all. That is not me. That was all y'all that came up with that. And again, I've joked with people like guests I've had on that we'll be trying to like log on Zoom and stuff like that, and the mic will be messing up or this or that. And I'm like, yeah, well, my audience would tell you it's the Muschamp Hackers that are doing it. So just so you know, they always get a good laugh out of that. Lance says, bro, Williams-Brice Stadium in black, like the bleachers and everything in black. That would be crazy. Lance, listen, I hear you. Black is cool. Warren Lindsay Holiday, welcome to the Big Cock Club, friend. Appreciate you, sir. Thank you, Warren. Lance, I hear what you're saying, but my God, can you imagine a noon kickoff in September in an all-black stadium? Good God. I'll pass on that. John Gibbs says, I think Delp is Georgia or Carolina, only in Clem Sucks for a few hours. I mean, what the hell is there to look at? Look at up on Cowtown. Georgia let's see. Georgia needs to wax Clem Sucks to fully eliminate them. We will throw to the tight end. Beamer has made that clear. Come home, Delp. Indeed. I think it is South Carolina or Georgia, no question. Jonathan says, got the garnet and black mirror ball hats. Jonathan, thank you. Yeah, they're fire. I appreciate that. I've got both, obviously, but they're fire. They're sick. Let's see. Black is indeed hot early in the season. Brian Welch says, we need to do what Marshall did. I'm pretty sure they trademarked the green they use and call it Marshall green. So all their greens always match up on their uniforms and everything else, and nobody can use that green without the university's permission. Well, first things first, we got to figure out what garnet is ours. We have to figure out what garnet is ours. We don't even know. Joe Anders, you kept up with the Pro-Am at all. Sounds like Devin Carter could be a really good player for us. Hopefully he can help with reducing the turnover issues we've had from that position. Frank has put together a solid team on paper. I've kept up with it here and there. I mean, honestly, Joe, not quite as much as probably some others. I've heard our guys have been doing well, and you love to hear that. And, I just think, though, with basketball right now, it's like I said, we're just in such show-me mode. Like, I don't think anybody's gonna put any stock into, nobody's gonna go to the program and say, oh, South Carolina's gonna be a big time team this year. It's like, dude, we got to put it together on the floor, man. We got to go win. By the way, guys, another personal update for you all, because that's why you tune in around my personal updates. I'm thinking to myself, so obviously I cut the hair into the mullet, which I love, by the way. It's dope. It's dope. Really coming to its own. All I'll say is this. I think the rooster cut is going to be a thing, and I will just leave it at that. At some point, maybe just before the season starts, the rooster cut. That's going to be a thing. So stay tuned. The Rowdy Rooster cut. And if you're asking yourself, what is the Rowdy Rooster cut, you'll have to find out. No, the mullet will be kept, Courtney. The Rowdy Rooster cut, though, will happen. Phil says, hashtag we won't delp. Indeed, we won't delp. Joe Anders, got an exciting schedule this year. Yeah, hey, should give you the opportunity to start off hot. I mean, listen, can you imagine? I mean, 5-2 is I picked it, and it's very realistic. Can you imagine the buzz around Columbia if South Carolina's 5-2? I mean, it'll be insane. It'll be incredible. Fever pitch. Dalton Arndt, yes, I will be at the Welcome Home Tour tonight. So if you're going to be there, holler, say what's up, man. It should be a really, really fun time. I'll be there with a couple buddies and really looking forward to it, man. Really looking forward to it. So, yes, I will be at the Welcome Home Tour tonight, indeed. No doubt. Savannah Webster, as long as Dawn is doing her thing, even in the Olympics, by the way, I don't care about the men's, to be honest. Yeah, like I said, I've never been a huge Olympics guy. I'm really happy for what Dawn's doing, and obviously Asia, and, we're crushing. There's no question, which, shocker. But, I mean, like I said, I've just never, for whatever reason, I've never been a huge Olympics guy, and, not because I dislike USA. I mean, obviously I love USA, but it's just hard to get in the Olympics, to be totally honest with you. John Kruger, nice. Come by the tailgate. John Kruger says he's going to be at the Troy game. John, would love to have you at the tailgate. Like I said, guys, I mean, we're officially going to be coming to you live from Seawells each and every single game. Just waiting to hear from my buddy on the official spots that we will have. But we will be at Seawells. No questions asked. I think he said for the first game, kickoff at 7. He wants to get out there at like 11 or 12. 11 or 12. So, I mean, hey, the earlier the better. I like getting out there early, setting up, getting everything ready to go. So I'm thinking probably the first game, I'm planning on doing like an hour-long live show from the tailgate. Probably thinking if we do that, we'll be live, say, 3 to 4, something like, I'd like to be early enough in the day where people can come, watch, whatever, interact, and then also go back to their tailgate or go to other tailgates, but I want to be late enough in the day where it's not super early and nobody will show up. Maybe I'll do 4 to 5. Hell, I don't know. Maybe I'll do 4 to 5 because I like to get in the stadium around, like, if it's a 7 o'clock kick, I want to get in there about 6:15, something like that. 6:15 is good. No later than 6:30. Absolutely no later than 6:30. 6:15 is good, though. 6:15 is good. Let's see. Brian Dean says, I was a huge Michael Phelps fan. Indeed, Michael Phelps was who couldn't have been a Michael Phelps fan? He's a legend. Phil says kegs and eggs. Kegs and eggs for a 7 p.m. game. See, Phil, that is my love-hate relationship with football season. That is my love-hate relationship. I love tailgating. I mean, who doesn't, right? You got to be like a freaking psychopath to not like tailgating. Love tailgating. But it's like, why do we have to start drinking at 10 a.m. for a 7 p.m. game, right? And especially when you do what I do. Like, I really have to, limit the madness because shooting video, shooting content, doing pregame show, like, I can't just be getting shit-faced by 4 o'clock, right? So, I mean, you guys should. You can. Why not? But, man, it makes for some really rough Sundays, Phil. It makes for some very, very rough Sundays indeed. Hunter Johnson says, I've always liked watching the stadium fill up. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I like to get in there early. I mean, granted, I know there's some people that get in there like 5:30. That's not necessarily me. But, yeah, I like to get in there about 45 minutes. 45 minutes early. See a little bit of warm-ups. Tyler Knoll says, going into fall camp without a real proven number one wide receiver is a little concerning. I hope Amarian Brown emerges as number one. Someone has to step up in the wide receiver room this fall. Don't sleep on Trey Adkins either. Every time he's gotten a chance to play or catch the ball, he has. He could play a lot of snaps this year as well. Yeah, I mean, it is concerning. I mean, listen, let's not sugarcoat it. The wide receiver position is a major deficiency, major issue right now. So you got to find some dudes, man. Like I've been saying all preseason, you just got to find some dudes. You got bodies. There's no question you got bodies, but you got to find some dependable guys, some dependable dudes who will go out there week after week. You don't have to have 7 or 8 of them emerge. You need just 3. You need just 3 guys. Hey, if it's Amarian Brown, Dak Joyner, and E.J. Jenkins, or if it's Jalen Brooks, whoever it is, you just need 3 or 4 guys to be like dependable pass catchers, and that position will automatically be better than it was last year. Guys, Shi Smith had like 57 catches. The next leading receiver, I think, had 11. Or like the next 5 guys combined had 35 catches. I mean, your leading returning receiver was Jalen Brooks. 11 catches for 100 yards and 0 touchdowns. I mean, that's a position of concern, big time. There's no question. That's a position of concern, no doubt. Got to figure that one out. Got to figure that out. Hey, Brett Ciancia, Pick Six Previews. I asked him what has to happen for South Carolina to make a bowl game. He says wide receiver position. They got to step up. They got to step up. They got to play well. They got to help out Luke Doty. They got to help out that offense. Bring some balance to the offense. So Phil says, got to pace yourself and drink water between each beer. But Phil, who does that? Whoops. Nobody does that, Phil. I mean, you say that, but nobody does that. Nick Thomas can't drink all day if you don't start in the morning. Indeed. That is a great point you make, sir. Great comeback to what I just said. Great comeback. Let's see. Brandon Gaines, which one would you rather have, the 4-pod setup or the 2 divisional setup? Definitely 4-pod, because if Alabama and Auburn come to the East, yikes. Just big yikes. That's all I'll say. Big yikes. Let's see. Savannah Webster, I won't make it to the game if I'm drinking for an 8-hour shift. Yeah, none of us will. Lance Player, September the 5th is going to be rough. Yeah, we're all looking forward to September the 4th. The day we're not looking forward to is September the 5th. No, we're not. Savannah Webster, I'll be there around 3, depending on the TV setup. Definitely let us know, Chris. Will do. Yeah, we should have TVs out there, no question. We should have TVs, no question. John Gibbs, if you missed the band in 2001, you've missed half the action, yet alone the first sandstorm of the day. Got to get in early. I'm in an hour early at least. When does the band start? I feel like when I get in there, the band is playing, and I certainly don't miss 2001. That's a given. That's a given. Jonathan Long, and that's bad because Jalen wasn't there full season and still out-caught the rest of the team. Yeah, I mean, dude, like I said, don't sugarcoat it. The receiver position was just bad. I mean, I can't believe how bad like Xavier Legette was. I thought he was going to be a breakout player for us last year. Did nothing, right? Josh Vann did nothing. Or Trey Smith can't stay healthy. You know, Rico Powers and Jakari Caldwell, they were freshmen, but they did nothing. Just nobody, you know? So, Justin, yeah, I think Texas, Oklahoma, it's happening. Pretty sure that's happening. Yep. Apparently they something released. They will not renew their media, whatever, their media something. Which, by the way, guys, how about this? The media has a golf outing on Thursday. Shane Beamer is taking the media out for a golf outing. And guess whose invite got lost in the mail? Yours truly. Isn't that a shame? Isn't that a damn shame? That's all right. That's fine. We'll do the Daily Crow. That's all good. No, I'm kidding. Whatever, it is what it is. I mean, it's all good. But that is an event happening this week. The media has a golf outing with Shane Beamer on Thursday. The real media, not like me. Not people like me. The actual media. The actual media. Corey Gardner, we have several former 4-stars in there. Yeah, we do. Like I said, man, we got tons of guys at the wide receiver position. It's no question. We got tons of guys at the wide receiver position, man. We've got we got plenty of options. We just got to find some guys that can make plays and be dudes. Got to find some guys that can be dudes. Aaron Gibson, wide receiver numbers were bad last year because of Colin Hill. Aaron, I know we love to shit on Colin Hill. I totally get it, but no, they weren't. They were bad because our receivers sucked last year. Let's put the blame where it should go. Let's just and I don't want to like reopen this can of worms talking about Colin Hill and what he did and did not do. I'm not sitting here saying Colin Hill was elite. I'm not doing that, but it's so easy to just default to, well, Colin Hill sucked, right? And I mean, I for whatever reason, I was a Colin Hill defender last year, believe it or not. The rest of the offense sucked too. Colin Hill didn't just suck. Everybody else sucked. Do you not remember the Florida game when we couldn't catch a cold? The receivers were bad. They were bad. It wasn't Colin Hill. It wasn't the offensive line. The receivers were bad. They were. It's okay. I'm not saying they are bad, but last year, they were bad. They were bad. No other way to put it. They were bad. They got to be better. Bottom line. That's why Justin Stepp was hired, man, which It is insane that Joe Cox was coaching receivers. What the hell does Joe Cox know about playing effing wide receiver? Well, what does he know? You know what I mean? Like, ridiculous. Justin Langford, 9-game SEC schedule could be in the works. Yeah, I think that's inevitable. Danny Terry, I'm actually excited for Ortre and Rico Powers. Break Van should be a slot, or Brown when he's some true hands running across midfield. I hear you on Ortre, man. I'll say this. Until Ortre can prove to me he's healthy, I'm putting no stock in Ortre Smith. I'm just not doing it. I mean, people love to reference, well, he was so good as a freshman. That was 4 years ago. I mean, I love Ortre. I hope he balls out this year and catches for 1,000 yards, and he's a dude, but he's got to be healthy. Part of being a great athlete and being a great football player is the ability to stay healthy, and he just hasn't been. And, hey, a lot of it's out of his control. He's had the knee thing that he was born with, but you got to stay healthy. It's just people have had crazy expectations for Ortre Smith since 2017. And I mean, he hadn't done anything. He hadn't done anything, whether it be injuries, whether it be lack of development, whether it be inconsistencies. Just hadn't happened. Brian Dean, Nick Muse will be a playmaker. Yeah, I think the tight ends, bro, Muse, Jenkins, Jaheim Bell, Shaw, we need to be throwing to the tight ends a lot, splitting them out wide. I think you're going to see that a lot. I think you'll see that a lot, to be honest with you. You got to play to your strengths. You got to know, you got to play to the guys you can depend on. And right now, you can depend on the tight ends a lot more than you can depend on the receivers. No question. There's no question. Again, guys, 843-790-3377. Taking your questions, comments, calls. Savannah Webster, we know what shirt you'll be wearing Thursday. No, it's fine. No, it's no big deal, man. It's all love. It's all love. The shirts and everything and the media and the inside, it's meant as a joke. It's not meant as like malicious intent or to poke at anybody. It's just to make fun, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think sometimes we take ourselves a little too seriously just as people. So it's just made to poke fun and have a good time. And no, it's all love, man. Hope those guys play really well Thursday. Let's see. Jonathan says, heard from a close friend who played last 4 years. A few of the young guys are better than the starters, and Muschamp is too loyal to give them reps when starters struggle. He also said DK Joyner has it all together. They just wouldn't play him. I don't doubt things were terrible under the previous regime. I think that's why we have a new head coach. Courtney Washington, Texas is kind of on like Tennessee. They haven't been relevant in a long time, minus the BCS game. They beat UGA. They're still a big-time program, though. I mean, it's, I would not lump Texas with Tennessee right now. I mean, I hear what you're saying, but I would not lump those two together. Personally, I wouldn't do it. Danny Terry, the receivers had a lot of drops, but Collins' lack of footwork in the pocket doesn't help the wide receivers get free. Danny, again, I hear what you're saying. I'm not totally disagreeing. I mean, certainly Colin Hill played his role in the offense sucking, but the receivers were bad, bro. I mean, let's not try to like sugarcoat it and make those guys feel better. Like, they were bad. Bottom line, they were bad. Okay, they were bad. Even in the opportunities where they had opportunities to be good, they were bad. So, yeah, a lot of drop balls last year. Aaron Gibson, here's a hot take. Not Colin Hill's fault he played like Colin Hill. Coach's fault. We had no one better. Ooh, there's going to be a lot of Ryan Helinski stands coming after you, Aaron. A lot of Ryan Helinski stands coming after you. Let's see. Lance Player Bell's the guy I'm most excited about. That guy can do it all. Yeah, I'm very, very excited. So, Dalton Arntz's best ability is availability. Preach indeed, son. Yes, sir. Yeah. Dude, I would put that in sports, in business. That's a huge thing in business, man. I always try to make, like, if you guys notice, like whenever I'll tell you this, I don't know if you guys probably don't know this because you're not technically like behind the scenes or anything, but every time somebody asks me to do radio, to come on a show, bro, I'm saying yes. Like, I am saying yes. You say, the more times you say yes, and obviously you got to use proper judgment and stuff like that, right? You don't want to do something that would be negative to your business or whatever you're doing. But obviously, if somebody asks me to come on their show, talk sports, talk Gamecocks, bro, I don't really care who it is. Like, I'm going to say yes. The more times you say yes, the more times you open yourself up to opportunities, you meet people, you network, you link up. And you know what you do? You put positive energy and good work in the universe. So same thing in sports, man. If you can't be available, hey, there are people in the corporate world. They're great workers. They're skilled. They're very good at their job. but they call out sick every other day. They call out sick 5 times a month. If you can't show up, I got no use for you. I got no use for you, man. If you can't get on the field and you can't be consistent and play and be healthy and be 100% for me, I got no use for you. I'm sorry. You got to be healthy. You got to be healthy. Rob Youngson, I say Ortre balls out this year. I think he will feel more solid with the new coaching staff. Again, Rob, maybe he does. Maybe he does. But I'm certainly not predicting it. I'm just not. I've sold my stock on Ortre. I've sold my stock. Sorry. I'm sorry. I've just completely sold my stock on Ortre Smith. It's nothing personal to the kid. Like I said, hopefully it's more fuel to the fire for him. I've sold my stock on Ortre Smith, man. I think we're gonna have to find some other guys. I mean, hell, I'm more. I think there's a better chance Josh Vann becomes a dude than Ortre. You got to get on the field and be consistent, be healthy, man. You have to. You have to. Again, guys, today's show, episode 475, we actually talked defense on the podcast today. Defense. Breaking down everything with Clayton White's unit going into this year. I'll ask you guys, I'll pose this question. Overall, I mean, what are you expecting from the defense? Because I talked about this on the show today, but I think we all know, like, yes, we lost a lot. We lost some big-time guys in the secondary. We lost big-time guys in the transfer portal. But last year's statistics, 36 points per game, 462 yards per game, both damn near the bottom of college football. While you may have lost a ton of guys, you really can't be any worse, can you? I don't know that you can be any worse than you were last year. I don't think you can. I genuinely don't think you can. So while my expectations for the Gamecocks defense, they're not high by any means, but I do think we take a step forward because I just don't think you can take a step backwards. I don't think there's anywhere to go. You can't get any worse. So Carolina Titan, Cam Smith will turn some heads. The kid is competitive. Yeah, I think Cam Smith's going to have a really, really good year. Really good year. Ben Williams, what's your take on the Garcia-Newton exchange on Twitter where they somewhat bash the school for not representing them and others more around the facilities? Ben, saying they bashed the school is a very, very harsh way to put it. It's a very, very harsh way to put it. I think they had an open conversation and an open banter. And you know what I'll say about this, Ben? You know what I'll say? I said this before, and I didn't want to be that guy, and I didn't want to make a big deal out of it, and I just kind of said my thing on social media, just one little thing, and I moved on and was done with it. But, Ben, imagine. Listen, I understand that Garcia's career ended the way it did. Totally understand it. I get it, man. He was a knucklehead. He was a knucklehead in college and got suspended all the time, and he got kicked off the team. And I mean, really bad, right? But no matter what, the fact is this. I love Connor Shaw. Connor's my dude. But Stephen Garcia did something that still to this day, nobody else in school history has ever done. He took a South Carolina football team to heights it had never been to, and it still hasn't been back to. Atlanta, Georgia, the SEC title game. Was it an ugly game? Did we lose? Sure, whatever. You want to use that against him? I guess that's a really terrible argument, but fine. But Stephen Garcia took South Carolina to the SEC title game. Again, he was far from a perfect human being. Far from it. And if you talk to him now, which I have, blessed to call him a friend, he would tell you the same thing, man. If you sat down and had a serious conversation with him, he knows he messed up. He knows he was a knucklehead. But so imagine how he feels, right? Done things that have never been done in school history. And again, I will be that guy. You have a guy like Javon Kinlaw in the indoor, plastered in the indoor. I know he was a top round pick. I know he's a first rounder and this and that. But you have a guy plastered in the indoor that openly said South Carolina fans are the worst on my soul and has not apologized. If anything, he's doubled down on what he said. He's doubled down on it. And that's his right. He can do that, whatever. I got no ill will to Javon Kinlaw. Wish him the best of luck. Hope he makes tons of money in the NFL. You know what? Just like all the other Muschamp guys, his career was very transactional. Hey, come play for us. Help us get some dubs. Get a couple highlights. You go to the NFL. We're using you in recruiting now because of where you got drafted, and you used us to get to the league. bygones be bygones. See you later. Just like all the other Muschamp guys. There's not a lot of school pride with those guys. Let's call it for what it is, okay? I'm not going to speak for all of them, but a lot of them. There wasn't a whole lot of school pride with those guys. But so you got that guy. You're glorifying that guy, right? You're glorifying that guy, but Stephen Garcia's nowhere. You want to punish him because he'd like to drink beer? I mean, is that it? I mean, really? It's ridiculous, bro. It's. I'm not saying freaking build a statue of the guy, but damn, like, how? Let me tell you this: you should not be able to walk around the facility, guys. You wouldn't even know he existed. You wouldn't even know Stephen Garcia played at South Carolina. That's absurd. I'm sorry. That's ridiculous. That's absolutely. You know what I thought was so cool when I went to LSU? They've got this like row of champions, which obviously LSU has an incredible football history, very storied. So they've got a lot of teams to honor, right? But they had this like row of champions outside Tiger Stadium. If you've been there, you know exactly what I'm talking about, where they're highlighting different teams and all the players. And why is there not like a shrine to the 2010 team somewhere with every member of that team listed? At least do that. I mean, at least do that. Give the man his due, bro. And then a guy like Savell. Hey, I don't agree with everything Savell says, but Savell was a guy, I think one of like 4 guys in college football history to throw, run, and throw, run, and catch for over 600 yards in a season. God did things that, are very impressive. He's nowhere, And listen, there's a lot of alums. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. I mean, there's a lot of alums that bitch and moan and gripe but like, especially in Garcia's case, I think it's foolish. I do. I think it's foolish. I really do. I really, really do. I really do. So, but hey, I'm not the one calling the shots. It's above my pay grade, I guess. Anyways, John Gibbs. And guys, I'll tell you right now, we've got 49 comments I haven't even gotten to yet. This is why you need to be in the Big Cock Club Discord and get in that TDC questions channel, because once we get in season, ain't no way I'm going to get all these questions. So if you want to make sure your question gets answered, head over to TDC Questions in the Big Cock Club Discord, and your question, hey, that's first priority questions in that TDC Questions channel in the Discord. So just letting you guys know. John Gibbs, player I'm most excited about, Zach Pickens. I think our defensive line is going to step up heavily. Next year, Burch will take over. I agree. I think both guys will break out. Lance Player, I feel the same as you. 25-plus sacks is a must and must be opportunistic. I agree. Yeah, the defensive line has to eat for this defense to be successful. Danny Terry, I can't wait to see Platel. I think that's how you spell it, but got the kid from Kansas. I think he'll be real good. Prunty is going to be, I think that's a huge boost. He'll be a starting DB. Tyler Knoll, the defensive line has the potential to be a top 5 D-line in the nation. Kingsley, Burch, Strawn, Sterling, Pickens, Hemingway, a lot of talent. Interested how the coaches have developed these guys. Let's just say top 5 in the SEC first. Then we'll start talking about the nation. Justin Langford, 2010 SEC title game was atrocious. Yeah, I mean, it was, but hey, at least we got there. Tanner Land, everybody makes mistakes, but Garcia deserves 2 banners, one at the indoor facility, one at 5 points. Brandon Gaines, what happened to Chad Terrell? Got hurt, and I think he's just buried in the depth chart at this point. I mean, maybe he can step up. Hell, I don't know. Courtney Washington, Kinlaw's a good dude. He still talks to people at the school. I wouldn't say isn't a USC guy. That's a little disrespectful. Courtney, I'm just going off of what I've seen. Hey, USC fans are the worst on his soul. So I don't know, Courtney. You tell me. I don't know. Like I said, hey, don't hold any grudges. I got no ill will, but I'm just going off of what we saw on social media. There was no apology after. Like I said, if anything, he doubled down on it. So, Courtney, if you know something I don't know, I'd love for you to share it with the audience. How about that? Let's see. Let's see. Where did all the comments go? Where did they all go? Travis Ford, so goes wide receivers and DB, so goes the season. Yeah. 2 biggest question marks in regards to position units, which we're going to start talking position units next week. Next week, we'll talk position units. We'll wrap up the TSUS season preview series this Thursday, talking special teams. And then, like I just said, guys, talking, we'll start our position unit previews. Now we'll run all the way to the season. We'll start next Monday with quarterbacks. Thursday, we'll talk, I think, running backs, and then we'll just kind of keep going from there. Ben Williams says, appreciate the response. I agree that Garcia deserves more representation around the facilities. I didn't realize those points about Kinlaw and what he said publicly. Maybe I'm a little biased against Newton because he's done his share of program bashing on social media over the years. Newton has seemed to back down on it in recent history because I think a lot of people were coming after him. Thanks again. Keep up the great work. so you can get an invite to one of those immediate golf outings. Oh, my God. Yeah. I mean, I just think Savell is a guy that's very blunt and honest. And however that gets taken. I mean, listen, if you're just being negative to be negative, then so be it. But I mean, if you're saying he was bashing because he was saying Muschamp sucked, then I don't think that's program bashing. It's just being honest about it. But again, I don't know all the things Savell has said. I have no idea. I just appreciate that Savell is a very honest human being. He's a genuine human being. And that's all you can ask people to be, man, is be genuine and authentic. Because, hey, guess what, guys? You know why I love having these guys on my show, these guest interviews, these former players? Because not everybody had a peachy experience at your favorite school. Not all your favorite players had a great experience. Hey, Savell Newton's experience at Carolina was very, very up and down. Very much so. It was not some perfect, sunshine and rainbows type of experience. So, let's see. Courtney Washington's actions don't seem to match his words. Again, that's great. Then I'm glad Javon Kinlaw has maybe put his ego to the side and has embraced USC. I think that's great. But again, like I said, all I can go off of is what we saw on social media. And again, it feels weird to me to glorify a guy that said that. But, again, you got to put that to the side. And we have to, hey, he is an NFL guy. He's a first rounder. I totally understand it. But again, my point being, if you're going to embrace that guy, my God, embrace Stephen Garcia. Tyler Knoll, my friend, welcome to the Big Cock Club. Thank you, Tyler Knoll. Appreciate the love and support. Robbie Davis texts in. He said, what's up, Chris? I was just wondering, with 3 receivers, do you think he said, which 3 receivers do you think could have a great chance to helping us at the wide receiver position? Go Gamecocks. We have a great week. Thank you, Robbie. The 3 guys, Amarian Brown. I'd say Amarian Brown, Dak Joyner. See, I think Jenkins is going to play tight end more so. So I'd say Brown, Joyner, Leggett. I mean, that third one's tough. Finding 3 guys, that's tough. That is tough. Robbie says also, what are you hoping to see from our defense this year, even though it's the first year of the Beamer era? I think we'll be very aggressive. I think we'll be physical. I think we'll be improved. But again, how much is that really saying? We were so bad a year ago. Let's see. Chris, what do you think about newcomer Jordan Strawn? Hoping he balls out. Sherb, thank you for the text. I like Strawn. I mean, listen, led college football in sacks a season ago. Literally led all of college football, right? Not just his conference, college football. So how does he adjust to the SEC level? That's most certainly the biggest question. But if he can make the adjustment, man, he can be a damn good ball player for us. So, no, I mean, just adding quality depth. And I've heard very good things about Jordan Strawn. So I think he should be a contributor. So. Josh Reichley, TSUS, grab a Kinlaw interview. I'd love to, Josh. I think a lot of those Muschamp guys, to be totally transparent with you, because I've DM'd them all. I think those Muschamp guys still hold a major grudge against me because of my stance on Muschamp and, how things unfold. And that's totally fine. Again, man, I say this in life, business, anything, just in life in general. Holding a grudge, it only hurts the person with the grudge. It doesn't hurt me, but it only hurts the person with the grudge. So, hey, if they prefer not to associate with me because I called out Muschamp for being a shit bum head coach, then so be it. I don't really care. That's totally fine. I wouldn't change anything that happened. Wouldn't change it at all. It is what it is. Bygones be bygones, like I said. But, that's why you haven't seen guys like Kinlaw and J.C. Horn and Israel Mukuamu. That's why they haven't been on the airwaves, man. I think that's a huge reason, is because of, even though I have tried to show love, especially to Horn and Mukuamu, especially after they got drafted. But, I will be surprised if it happens. We'll put it that way. I'll be surprised. There's a better chance Shane Beamer comes on the airwaves than I think any of the 3 guys I just mentioned coming on. Bad Brad 757 in the TDC Questions channel in the Big Cock Club Discord. He says, have you heard any more about Josh Vann? I feel like I saw somewhere you said you've heard good things about him and his potential to start or at least to get a ton of playing time. I haven't heard anything specifically. I mean, I like Vann. He was a very highly regarded prospect. I don't know what's happened since he got on campus. Lack of development. I don't know. But, Vann could certainly be a guy. Why not? He's got the potential. You're not on campus. You're not on this roster if you're not good enough to play SEC football. So hopefully Justin Stepp can get something out of those guys. CFN, Leggett in the first 2 games was a great second option. He was a great second option until he couldn't catch the football. I mean, I remember specifically the Florida game. He had a couple of bad drops. Jeff Gaskins, Here's a great comment from Jeff. Garcia was a clown. He created his own perception of how fans saw him. Clown. Well, Jeff, I mean, fine. If you want to say he's a clown to this day, if you want to hold a grudge against Garcia, by all means, that's your right. You can do that. Joe Anders, what was worse, the 2 fourth-quarter fumbles at Auburn or the debacle versus UConn in the Papa John's Bowl? Dude, UConn, it's not even close. That was the most miserable football game, I think, probably in South Carolina history. Outside of the A&M game last year. That's probably like the worst South Carolina game of all time. One of the worst. D-line is going to be fire. Brandon Gaines. I agree with you, man. I agree. Tyler Knoll says Jalen Brooks would be my number 3. Brown, Dak, and Brooks. Hopefully, Rico and Jakari emerge. I mean, there's just so many. I mean, you're just listing off Leggett, Van. You could just keep going down the list. Keep going down the list. Courtney, yeah, like I said, I've DM'd Javon Kinlaw. I'd love to have him on the show. Never gotten a response. He's read every one of them, I'm pretty sure. So, dude, like I said, it's no big deal. I mean, my business will be fine and continue to flourish and be successful whether they come on the show or not. But I'm just telling you, I think there are certainly a lot of Muschamp guys that do feel some type of way because of, how things unfolded. And it is what it is. It's totally fine. I mean, like I said, I'm focused on this new era. I don't want to look back at how things were and harp on that. But, I wish those guys were the best, man, and would love to have them on the airwaves and promote what they're doing and let them talk about their careers at South Carolina and reflect on the good times in Columbia. And, that's it. So, but whatever. It is what it is. What's meant to be will be. Rob Youngson says, I loved Garcia last night. I watched a couple of 2010 games. Yeah, it's incredible stuff. CFN says the Citadel as far as like worst game ever. I mean, that was bad. That was definitely. But, we were terrible that year, right? I mean, I'm not saying that game wasn't bad. We were terrible that year. Like some of the blowout losses we've had, I've just been pitiful. I mean, it's been awful. So, Edmund, Garcia took us places we hadn't been and haven't been since. Yeah. Yep. Kevin C., the only game I attended last year was A&M, and I was questioning my entire life choices on the ride home. Yeah, it's funny talking to fans because it's, there were a lot of people. There were a lot of people that were actually still on the Muschamp train going into last season. Like a lot of people were. And most people that I talk to, they tell me that, Chris, it was the A&M game that broke me. That was it. I was done. The A&M game broke me. And again, how could it not, man? Such a hapless performance, 48-3. I mean, how could it not? By the way, guys, a quick update. Playing the 2021 season on Heisman returns today. We will be streaming right around 2 o'clock. I'm going to get off here on the Daily Crow, queue up a couple videos for social media, and then we're going to stream. So it might be 1:30, it might be 1:45, it might be 2 o'clock, but somewhere in that time frame, we're going to stream. We're going to take on the Troy Trojans. I re-downloaded the college football revamp mod. So we should be good to go. We should be clear of the Muschamp hackers. Let's keep our fingers crossed and hope and pray. We're going to try to get this game in with Troy today. So, Tyler Knoll, what game truly got Muschamp fired? A&M or the Ole Miss game? I think it was A&M. It was certainly A&M. Yeah, no question. It was A&M. Yeah. A&M, he was done. He was done after A&M. He had to beat Ole Miss just to even stick around or to even have the chance to stick around. So it was A&M. There's no doubt it was A&M. And then Ole Miss was just the final nail in the coffin. It was the final nail in the coffin. So CFN, I'm glad the only home game I didn't go to was Texas A&M. Yeah, rough one for sure. But hey, forget 2020. It happened, whatever. It's in the past. Very excited, guys. Looking ahead to 2021. We're just 40 days away from kick, guys. We're 40 days away from kickoff. Shane Beamer Ball, the Shane train, fired up, excited, guys. Extremely pumped for what's to come in 40 days. September 4th cannot get here quickly enough. Also, if you're going to the Welcome Home Tour tonight at Williams-Brice, I will be there. Holler at your boy. Say what's up. Like I said, guys, in the meantime, appreciate you all tuning in. Check out the podcast that dropped this morning, episode 475, as we continue along with the season preview series, talking Gamecocks defense, Clayton White's unit, everything you need to know. Also, We talk Bannergate. We talk Texas, Oklahoma to the SEC. We talk Carolina baseball and a great conversation. Brett Cianci, a Pick Six previews. We talk Gamecocks football, SEC, college football playoff predictions, all that good stuff. Guys, can you smell that? Can you smell that? Football's in the air. Fall camp probably starts this time next week. We made it. We made it. Folks, thank you all so much. Appreciate you all tuning in. Thank you so much for the love and support, man. TSUS wouldn't be what it is without you all, and I cannot say thank you enough. Appreciate you all so much. Y'all have a great rest of your day. Crush it on this Monday, guys. Hey, crush it. Whatever you're doing today, absolutely crush it. Like I said, if you're going to be at Willie B, holler at your boy, say what's up. In the meantime, though, appreciate you all tuning in. Thank you so much, love and support. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll talk.